All right, Shalom, Shalom. The Hebrew Israelites back again with another lesson through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Before we begin this lesson, we're going to give all honor, praise, and glory unto Yahweh Hashem Yahushai Hashem Rakakodash. All right, double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, where us to learn truth from. They're the real prophets of these end times, and if you listen to them, which is the mouthpiece of the Most High, which is the voice of the Most High in these end times, then you do have a good shot at salvation. Shalom to you, Akwaf, meaning you Israelite sisters that are in order. The Israelites consist of so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. And shalom to you Israelites scattered abroad, you speckled birds, okay? And that means that you Israelites that may look like these other nations, okay? Because this ain't a thing of where you have to look like a so-called black man or a so-called Latino or a so-called Native American. Because the Israelites were scattered among all nations, you could look like these other nations because of you intermingling with their nation and spreading your seed about. So your child could grow up and look like these other nations, and they could be a Hebrew Israelite when you go by the seed of the father, which is how the seed line goes, okay? Because you are who your father is, if you get what I'm saying. So, Shalom, which means peace be unto you Israelites that look like these other nations, but your seed line goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You are a Hebrew Israelite. If you watch these lessons and it resonates with your spirit, you're not offended, you believe what the word of the prophets is saying, what the word of the Lord is saying through the prophet, should I say. Okay, you believe, and these lessons resonate with your spirit, man. You're not offended. You could be a Hebrew Israelite because these other nations, it ain't for them, this gospel, man. And they'll never get it, okay? Because salvation is only for the Israelites, okay? Because these other nations, they don't have the spirit within them to be able to grasp the message and the mysteries in these lessons. Okay, it's very cryptic and it's exclusive. It's only for the Israelites. Okay, all right. So, shalom to you. They look like these other nations. All right.
Shalom.
Right. In this lesson, we're gonna, as normal, we're gonna flow in the spirit. Okay. It's an outdoor camp lesson, and we just love to flow when we're doing these types of lessons. It's different than when we're sat in a building. If it's raining outside, we can't really use the camera outside because there's nowhere around where there's any shelter or privacy to actually do a lesson outdoors when it's raining. So, and on days when the weather ain't great, we may do a lesson indoors, or if it's too dark or whatever. But on days like this, when we're out in the open, regardless if we're in a busy area or we're in a field like this, these type of lessons is, we're flowing in the spirit. We bring out prophecy. We might speak on current events or whatever. So we ain't got nothing planned, but we're going to see how this lesson flows, man. But within our spirit, we had a little conversation before the camera started rolling. And, it's on our spirit to exhort you brothers out there, you brothers in the faith, man, okay? To exhort you to get ready for the times we're coming into, because we're approaching a time, and I know you can tell through the spirit, we're approaching a time now where it's all, I know we've been saying this for a while, but it's all about to kick off, man. The war is escalating like never before, okay? Putin is ready to press that button, man, okay? He ain't messing about. And the pride of America and the UK, these Edomite devils, their pride, the pride of Esau, is through the roof. And they ain't backing down, man, okay? They don't want to look like a pussy, okay? Forgive my French. But they don't want to look like, they don't want to they don't want to chicken out, basically, man. It's like they're playing a game of chicken, or let's see who's bluffing, you know what I mean? And they're flexing their muscles, and no one's backing down. Putin is more about saying, I'm willing to, come to some sort of agreement, but America ain't having it, man. They want war, man. They want problems always. Okay, they want all the smoke. But it's all prophecy. They're just basically falling into the hands of prophecy, because it is prophesied what is going to happen. You know, it says in the scriptures what is going to happen, and what you're seeing happening in the world right now on the world stage is like a movie, and the scriptures is the script, and we know the script, so we know the future, man. We know exactly what's getting ready to happen. So now is the time to brace yourself for that, because there's certain scenarios that are going to play out that you have to be mentally ready for. Okay, like for instance, we were talking, like I said earlier before the camera started rolling, we were talking about how, you know, you're going to have to count everything as done basically, and put nothing before Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, and this truth that we've been blessed to have. You know, the Lord has gifted us, out of all these billions of people on the earth, He's gifted a handful of people with the correct name, with the correct doctrine, you know, with the correct spirit, and you know, we should be thankful for that, and we show our thanks by doing these lessons, you know, when the Spirit hops on us and when we can. You know, everybody's office is different, but you got to do what you can, and solely set your heart upon this ministry, man. Because sometimes you might do a lesson and it seems like, you know, the spirit ain't on you as much as you would like it to be, or it ain't on you as much as it was last lesson, or whatever the case may be. But your lesson is not in vain. Like, there's somebody watching you, or will watch you, that is gonna be influenced by your lesson, man. They might even get the motivation to come out and teach, you know, because, you know, the work is plenty, but the laborers are few. You know, there's a precept says something like that, roughly paraphrasing, man. You know, there's plenty of things to bring out, plenty of work to be done in this truth, but there's not a lot of us doing it. And when you think of it on the terms of how many Israelites there are in the world, man, there's only a very few of us that are out here, you know, putting our face before the world to do these lessons. But this is our way of stepping out in faith and saying that we trust in the Lord, man, because the Lord commanded us to do this. He said He would save us. For you Christians that think you're saved already, you have to show by your works. But this is our way of saying that we trust in the Lord and we believe that He's going to save us by us coming out here and doing this, man. So, you know, like I was saying, you know, you gotta put the Most High and His Son Yahushai. You gotta put them before anything, man. Like your children, you can't let them get in the way. Your wife, you know, you aquaff your husband or whatever. You know, if he's a wicked nigger and you're a righteous woman, because that does happen. That is a certain aqua for going through that scenario. You know, everyone's tale is different in these end times, man. You know, but you're in your lot. You're where you're meant to be. You know, 2/3 is meant to be a 2/3. The blind are meant to be blind. You know, the ignorant are meant to be ignorant. You know, and you that are stepping out in faith in these end times, you're exactly where you're meant to be. You know, you're doing exactly what you're meant to be doing in these end times. And what you do in these end times is going to reflect your eternity, your eternal legacy, okay? You're always going to be remembered in the new earth, in the kingdom of heaven, which is the new earth that's coming. You're always going to be remembered in paradise as to what you did in these end times, whether you was one of the foolish. Think of it as now, like we're reading these stories about Noah's Ark and stuff, right? And you had all the scoffers that were laughing at Noah. But Noah was building the ark. He was stepping out in faith and showing his works through his faith in the Lord, man.
I appreciate it.
And you know, now we're reading about him, and that's his eternal legacy. Like if he was to be stood in front of us today, he would have the reputation of even if he ain't stood here before us, he has the reputation of a wise man, like a righteous man that we look up to, we reverence, you know. and we're living in that same lot right now. You know, what we're doing now is going to be just as if you were reading about Noah and his faith. We're stepping out in faith in these end times. We're fulfilling that same type of legacy. Okay, so you need to keep that in mind, man.
Yeah, so I got a precept here. This is in the book of Ezekiel, chapter 3, verse 17. And it reads, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore, hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me. So that's what we out here to do, basically, is, you know, like my brother said, we were having a conversation before we started the lesson, and we were touching on a lot of topics in regards to like future events. You know, when you gotta, you know, put your trust fully, wholeheartedly in the Lord. You know, when people that you're close to, you know, end up turning on you, or brothers in the faith, you know, Lord willing that you know we're not part of that, but you know, brothers in the faith, you know, leaving their post. You know, the elder apostle Ramlab made a video or a lesson previously talking about how in the end some brothers are gonna be exposed. You know, some brothers are gonna be out there like, yo, I didn't sign up for this. You know, and the reason I read that scripture in Ezekiel is, you know, we're out here because we care. We care on basically what the Lord is giving us the message to deliver, you know, and we care in the sense that we want all of Israel to be delivered. However, we understand through the scriptures that not all of Israel is going to be delivered, because there are going to be some that depart from the faith, you know,
and we got to be okay with that.
And we got to be okay with that. We got to understand that, hey, you know, as hard as it's going to be, because if you could imagine somebody that's really close to you, you know, really, you know, like my brother, you know what I mean? You have to put it in your head that, hey, you know, Lord willing, this doesn't happen, you know, that, hey, you know, my brother could turn around and say, look, this is not for me. I'm, you know, I can't deal with it. You know, I'm just gonna, yeah, you know what I mean? Like you got to put that in your mind, because, you know, the times that we're coming into is going to be like severe. I'm talking about like next level of being tested. The Lord is going to try that fine gold, you know,
because it's all, you know, it's all fine and dandy us talking about it and preaching about it. But when it really comes, it's going to be a whole different story. Like right now, we're talking about it on a full belly or whatever, you know what I mean? But when our stomach is touching our back, we ain't ate in days, and Esau's offering us a chip and comfort, you know what I mean, to take this thing. He's saying, all right, you know, you can be taken care of with government assistance or whatever. Don't act like you ain't going to be tempted, man. But
Exactly.
Because it's easier said than done, but, you know, this is why we got to be stocking up on our faith, man, you know.
Yeah. And again, like, you know, you could have, like I say, you have somebody close to you, like it could be a woman and her husband, it could be a man and his wife, and his wife's like, nah, I can't deal with this, you know, I'm gonna take the kids and we're gonna get chipped. You know, you gotta put that in your mind, that that's a possibility of what you may face. You know, everybody's trials are gonna be different. The Lord's gonna try you in different ways. You understand? That's why gold is refined in the fire, because you're gonna go through that fire. You understand? And the reason, like again, like I brought out Ezekiel 3:17, was because we're out here to warn you. We're out here to exalt you, brothers and sisters, and just pray that you put it in your mind that you know, no matter what happens, you know, that you keep your faith in the Lord, and you trust that the Lord has got you, right? If you don't have that faith, you don't have that trust, you're gonna fall. You understand? You're gonna fall. You're gonna accept Esau's mark, and you're gonna be destroyed. So this lesson, Lord willing, you know, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, you know, be edifying to someone out there who's listening. You understand? So it's all about understanding what the times that we're about to go through. You know, so
because it is just a matter of time. It's written.
Yeah,
You know, it's going to happen. We know for a fact.
yeah. You
You
can
know?
see, yeah, you can see clearly that everything that the Lord is shown us in the scriptures is coming to pass. These prophecies are popping off one by one. Every day I wake up, I switch on my phone and I look at the news reports or the brothers that are posting stuff on Instagram, you know, and it's like, yo, like we are at the door.
Yeah.
You understand? Like this is the part where Noah's already built the ark, right? The animals are loading themselves on the ark, right? And the door's getting ready to close. You can see them storm clouds coming. You know, this is where we are. You know, and we're trying to warn you to compel you to come back to the Lord while you still have that opportunity, because eventually it's all gonna go away. You know, and you ain't gonna have any hope. You know,
Because you know, like we were saying, man, you can't put. When the time comes, you gotta have the mindset to count all things as done. That includes your children, your wife, your husband, your house, whatever the case may be, man. Everything you built, everything you've been working hard for, man, all your life. You gotta be in the mindset to let it all go, leave it behind, because you know that the word of the Lord is true. It's only a matter of time before these certain prophecies, these certain plagues that are written, that we're speaking, that we always bringing out, that they actually come to pass. So don't be like in the back of your mind, just, you know, relaxed and just in a mindset as if it ain't gonna happen. It's gonna happen. You need to brace yourself for it, man. Brace yourself for impact. You know, because you know only a few are gonna make it. You gotta be willing to let your family go, because you already have to have it in your mind that your family ain't gonna make it. Okay, because let me just. I got a couple precepts in mind I want to bring out. Okay, this is Matthew 10:34, because the Lord didn't come to deliver your whole family, man. Regardless of how much you want to, you know, everyone that's coming to the knowledge of this truth, we all shaking our family. We've all been through that scenario where we're trying to wake up our family and teaching them about the truth, and they've rejected it. Some have handled it in, you know, everybody's family has handled it in different ways. You know, some families will get mad at you and get offended and totally turn on you. Some might listen a bit, but they're just, you know, nothing changes. They still carrying on the way they are, worshipping Cesar Borgia, you know. And you know, there's different levels of how different families react to it. But you got to understand that your family ain't going to make it, man. In most cases, in pretty much all cases, your family ain't gonna make it, man. And you just have to have that in mind. You have to accept that, okay? But that's why it's good to have the comfort of knowing the truth of the scriptures, that reincarnation is real. They're not gonna burn in a place called hell like these other false prophets teach, okay? Because that would be unbearable to imagine, you know, if that's what you're leaning upon, these false prophets, damnable heresies and stuff, man. That they're your family, they ain't gonna make it, and they're gonna burn in a place called hell. Who could accept that? Who could picture their family burning forever in a place called hell? So that's why you need to cleave to the truth, the ones that are teaching the truth, man. And if you ain't guided to the ones that are taught the truth, because the Lord has obviously blinded you, and you're not of the elect. But yeah, you know, we understand through the truth that there is such a thing called reincarnation. So if your family don't make it, it is going to be a terrible judgment. So it ain't to be taken lightly, but they will come back. They'll be back in their right mind in the kingdom, man. It ain't the end of them. Unless they're an Edomite. If you just so happen to have a mother that's an Edomite, you got to accept the fact that was out of your control. The Lord gonna wipe away all your tears. I don't know how He's gonna do it in certain certain people's situations. You may love your mum to death. She might be an Edomite, but it is what it is, man. You gotta trust in the Lord, man. Okay, He's gonna wipe away them tears. But Edomites, they're out of here. They ain't making it, man. But Matthew 10:34, I'm gonna start at. It says, think, and this is red letter, the words of Yahweh Shai. He says, think not that I am come to send peace on earth. The Lord ain't come. I mean, there will be peace through the return of Yahweh Shai, but it's not what he's coming to do on the day that he arrives, man. He's coming to kill, okay? Because there's a lot of wicked people in here that can't be corrected, and the only way for there to be peace is for him to bring death upon them, man. Judgment. So he says, think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. So the Lord is coming to destroy a lot of people through nuclear fire, okay? It says, for I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. Okay, so basically, in a nutshell, because there's many other ways of the Lord is going to divide people, but he came to bring division. Okay, he didn't come to unite everybody in this one world Tower of Babel type spirit, man, that the world is pushing. Everybody come together. No, the Lord ain't about that. Okay, he's about order and bringing, certain nations back with their people, man. Okay, you don't want Edomites holding hands with Israelites and we all getting along and having, peace and harmony, man. Singing Kumbaya and all that, man. That ain't what the Lord is coming to do, okay? Because once that spirit of the Lord enters you, once the truth enters you, once the Holy Spirit enters you, man, you're naturally gonna be separated from your family, from your old friends. The Lord is going to clean up your life. He's going to get filth out of it. And at first you may not recognize that that's what's going on. You may not recognize that they were filth. But eventually, as you mature, you're going to come to grips with the fact that that's what the Lord was doing, man. He was getting the filth out of your life, regardless if it's your family, man. So he says in verse 36, Matthew 10 and 36, it says, and a man's foes, enemies, shall be they of his own household. So when you come into the knowledge of the truth, your spirit is going to naturally repel their spirit, man. It's going to, like a magnet, two the same size of the magnet can't stick together. If I pronounced that correctly, said that correctly. One end attracts, but when you flip the magnet around, they won't stick together. And that's what the Lord does with you, Once that Holy Spirit comes into you, they're no longer your family, man. Your family are those that you have a new family because you're born again. And your new family are those that are like-minded, man. Them that are about the same purpose as you. Them that realize what's real, what's really going on, and what's really important. And are focused on, the future and what's coming, and the elect waking up so we can, restore this world back to health. That's all that matters. And anybody that's against that and ain't down with the cause is basically becomes your enemy, man. So a man's foes are going to be them of his own household too. Okay. I might as well finish in verse 37. It says, and he that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. And he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. And that's powerful right there. Don't let that go over your head, because if you are saying, I don't want the kingdom if my kids ain't coming along, when your kids are just little demons. If you're putting your children before the Lord, you can stay with your children and burn with them, man. Because the Lord is not messing about, okay? He only wants the kingdom of heaven has to be ran from the ground up, a new foundation. It has to be righteous spirits, man, that are about the truth, that are about the right way, that are about living according to the law, statutes, and commandments, as we should have from the start, man. Okay? And anybody that's not down with that, they're your enemy, regardless if they're your children, okay? So if you put them before Yahweh Shai, you ain't worthy of Yahweh Shai, man. So you might as well just die here with the rest of them, horrible death, and come back in your right mind. Okay.
Yeah, I got a precept here. This is in the book of Revelation, chapter 10, verse 10. Right, and this is John John on the island of Patmos, right? John the Revelator, right? And it says, and I took the little book out of the angel's hand and ate it up. Now, obviously, this is John the Revelator, receiving a vision. And it says, and it was in my mouth sweet as honey, right? So that's the good news. That's the good news that obviously the Israelites are gonna inherit the kingdom, right? Hey, we're gonna be in paradise, all tears wiped away. However, the Lord's gonna have that play out,
And coming into the knowledge that you are of the chosen seed line.
Exactly.
And that salvation is for you, and that you're an Israelite, and that the true name of the Lord. You found it out, and all this.
Exactly, man.
It's basically the little book is the gospel.
That's right. Man. Hey, we out here, as Israelites, the promises, right? Yeah. Hey, we're gonna receive the glory. Yeah. We're gonna be living. What we're experiencing now isn't living, right? This is struggling from paycheck to paycheck in order to just survive, right? But the Lord has it where we're gonna be living. We're gonna understand what life is about. You understand? But it says, and as soon as I had eaten it, my belly was bitter. Now, that goes into the fact that, hey, when you digest this truth, you understand the benefits of being an Israelite and following the commandments and trusting in the Lord, right? But you understand also that there's a bitter side of that. Some of your family ain't gonna make it. Your children. There's a great possibility that your children might not make it. Your mother, if she's an Edomite, like my brother was just bringing out, could be the case of, hey, she's going to be destroyed at some point. That's why it says, like, when it's sweet, you hear about this truth, it's like, oh yeah, sweet, we gonna make it. But then, on the bitter end of that, you have to understand that, hey, you're gonna go through some trials. Your wife not make it. Your husband might not make it. That's the bitter.
But you gotta keep your eye on the prize, man.
It's lucky.
You gotta keep your eyes on the prize, because it's all gonna be worth it in the end, man. But the truth, it became bitter in his stomach, man, and that's what that scripture is basically saying. It's saying that there's a dark side to this truth, a bitter side that you're gonna have to swallow, man, and hold it down. You can't vomit it up. You have to hold it down, man.
Yeah, and this is what we were talking about, like the elder apostle Ramla was talking about. It's like some men, at the end of the day, may leave their posts. They might say, "Oh, this is too much for me. I can't deal with this. I didn't sign up for this." You understand, right? Because there's going to be some bitterness to this truth that you're going to have to undergo. What man out there wants to see his wife? Like, hey, your wife is gone, or she couldn't handle the situation. The fact that she's going days without food, and then some next man comes along. Hey, I can make life great for you. I can make life comfortable for you, and then she ends up leaving you for that next man. You understand? Or your husband. For you Eves out there. He's like, oh, I can't deal with this, man. I ain't gonna protect you. And now you just out there on your own with the kids. You understand? Like there's so many things that can happen. In the sense of, hey, this truth can be bitter sometimes. You understand? But you just have to have that knowledge, that faith, that trust in the Lord that you're gonna be all right. That He's gonna take care of you, just like He promised.
I got a little something I want to bring out, because this is relating to what you were speaking on just now. This is in the Apocrypha, the Book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3. I'm gonna start at verse 1. I think the point is in 5, because no matter what we go through, it's all going to be worth it in the end. It says it in a few precepts in these scriptures, man. But Lord willing, this will bring comfort to you. You people that are bracing yourself for the impact, let's just say. So Wisdom of Solomon chapter 3, I'll start at 1. It says, but souls of the righteous are in the hand of the Most High, and there shall no torment touch them. So when this system collapses and there's famine, this is going to be the time where the Lord is going to do miracles for his elect, his chosen. Okay, this is why we got to strive to be them, because the Lord is going to look after us that are, pleasing the Lord, us that he actually chose, It says, in the sight of the unwise, these 2/3 and these heathen, they're the unwise, okay? Anybody that didn't get on the ark before that spiritual ark door was shut, meaning Jacob's trouble. When Jacob's trouble and the system collapse happens, that's when the ark shuts. And anybody that didn't come in this truth before then, didn't take heed to the warning after 30 plus years, they're the unwise. You're the wise, okay? So hold on to your wisdom, man. It says, in the sight of the unwise, they seemed to die, and their departure is taken from misery. So what that's saying is that, these people look at us after we come in the truth as miserable. We don't do the things we used to. We don't party anymore. Or y'all don't do nothing. Y'all don't celebrate birthday. Y'all don't celebrate Christmas. Y'all ain't no fun no more. That's why, like I said earlier, when the Spirit of the Lord enters you and you get this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, you're naturally going to depart from your friends and family. And they're going to say you've changed. Without a doubt. Okay. Now, in verse 3, Wisdom of Solomon 3:3, it says, and they're going from us to be utter destruction. This is what they think of us, that, now we're miserable, and because we've departed from them, which they think their way is the right way, that we're in utter destruction, We're ruined as a people. Okay? But it says, but they are in peace. Okay? Because the scriptures say that the truth shall make you free. Your mind is free. You're at peace. You have purpose in life, Because the scriptures also say that Israel have not obtained that which he seeketh for, meaning the 2/3, but the election have obtained it. Like, everybody's searching for the answers of life and what life's about or what their purpose is in this world, and they're just confused, man. But the elect, the ones that cleave to the truth of the Lord, we know exactly our mission, and we can rest in our mind, man. We know what's going on in the world. We know the reason why Esau is oppressing us and gunning our people down in the streets, and Jim Crow and all these things he's doing to us, man. Okay, we know the reason behind all that, and we know the solution to that. So we're at peace because our mind is free. You understand what I'm saying? All right. So it says, I'm going to read verse 3 from the top again, Wisdom of Solomon 3:3. It says, and they're going from us to be utter destruction, but they are in peace. We have peace of mind, okay? The Comforter, which is the Holy Spirit, all right? It says, for though they be punished in the sight of men, right? Because we're getting ready to go through a whole bunch of hardships. We're getting ready to be changed to a lower state. We're getting ready to be kicked out of our homes. We're getting ready to be ostracized from society and become a bum, as these false prophets like to call us, bums. Okay, we're getting ready to really be bums in the eyes of society. But we don't care. We'll be that. Okay, we don't care because we know what comes after that. The glory that we're going to receive for being among the true elect. Lord willing, we're them men, man. It says, for though they be punished in the sight of men, because we didn't accept Esau's charagma, his mark of the beast, we said to hell with you. All right, we're gonna walk in the ways of the Lord. We're gonna have faith in our God, our power. Okay, and it's gonna look like we're punished in the sight of men. It says, for though they be punished in the sight of men, yet is their hope full of immortality. And we know that us that endure to the end, we're going to live forever, man. We're going to have immortal bodies. We're never going to have a wrinkle, a grey hair, a missing tooth, a toothache. We're not going to have an ingrown toenail, itchy skin, bad breath, pot belly. You're not going to be tired. Man, you have no idea the glory that we're about to receive if we endure to the end, man, because that's the Lord's promise. And a lot of people think that that's all, all fairy tales and stuff. We're getting ready to be upgraded, man. It ain't a joke, all right? Because this ain't our only bodies. There's bodies terrestrial and there's bodies celestial. Right now we're in the terrestrial, which is these earthly bodies that corrode, man. Okay? But these new bodies we're getting ready to receive ain't gonna get sick or nothing, man. They're not gonna get tired and weak. They're gonna be full of glory, okay?
Yeah, allergies, hay fever, none of that.
None of that, right? So our hope is full of immortality, okay? That's what we're hoping for. That's what we have faith in. That's what we believe is coming to us if we endure to the end and keep, if we please the Lord, we are among his elect, okay? Now in verse 5, this is the point I wanted to get at, okay? So Wisdom of Solomon 3 and 5. And having been a little chastised, because while we're going through it, it's gonna, if you ain't etting days, or you're in a FEMA camp getting ready to get your head chopped off, or you're getting tortured by Esau in a FEMA camp, or whatever the case may be, you're homeless, everyone in a society hates you, you're one of those black Hebrew Israelites, and everybody knows it now. You've been incognito for years, and now everyone knows knows your little secret. You know what I mean? You lost your job, whatever, man. I don't know how it's going to play out exactly, but whatever you go through, that's chastisement, okay? So it says in verse 5, and having been a little chastised, because the Lord says it's a little bit of chastisement. It may seem big in your eyes, but it's not in the Lord's eyes, okay? In reality, it's not, okay? Because it says, having been a little chastised, they shall be greatly rewarded. For the Most High proved them and found them worthy for himself. Because we're all going to be tested, all right? But you can't put anything or anybody before the right way, before there's truth, man. Okay? So keep that in mind, okay? I hope this is bringing some inspiration to you brothers or sisters, you Akwaf out there that may be watching this video, okay? We've got the victory if we endure to the end, man, because Yahweh Shai got the victory, okay? He got the victory when he died on the cross for us, for our sins, for the nation of Israel, man. So we've already got the victory. We just have to believe and receive, okay? We have to hold on, man. It says, verse 6, and says, as gold in the furnace have he tried them, tested them, okay? And refined them. It says, and received them as a burnt offering, as a sacrifice. It says, and in the time of their visitation, they shall shine and run to and fro like sparks among the stubble. So can you imagine how a person goes from a living in a meat suit, you're just a lump of meat that gets old over time, to go into something that's shiny and glowing and just never gets old. It's just zipping about with power. That's what the elect are getting ready to have, man. And you have to believe that, okay? And you have to receive that. You have to hold on to that thought, man. Because that's our hope. It's full of immortality. And that's when you have that type of faith, that's what's going to get you through what's coming, man. Because if you ain't got faith in the times we're coming into, you're through, man. So you need to have faith. You have to believe that these words are true, man. I'm going to close it out in verse 8. It says, they shall judge the nations, okay? So salvation ain't for everybody. We're going to judge these heathen nations. We're going to be sitting on the 12 thrones of the 12 tribes of Israel, if I've said that correctly. But the 12 tribes are going to sit on 12 the thrones, okay? And they're going to judge we're going to judge the Israelites, the angels. We're going to be the judges, man. We're going to judge these heathen nation, and we're going to judge them according to the law, man. You know? It says, verse 8, they shall judge the nations and have dominion over the people, and their Lord shall reign forever. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is going to be here on earth, man. Yahweh Shai is going to reign forever, man. And we're going to see him. He's going to be our friend. He's not going to be somebody we always imagine, oh, I wonder what he looks like, we making these AI images of him and, all these different images and stuff. we're gonna really see him, man. We're gonna see him as he is because we're gonna be like him. You know, and I say that, you know, I'm speaking for the nation of Israel. I'm not saying that we are gonna definitely, us here, definitely gonna see him and be like him and that. But what I'm saying is that it's written that the elect are gonna see him, man. That's what we're striving to be, you know, part of the elect, all right? So I'm gonna leave that there.
I got a precept here. Just basically touch on what you just brought out in those scriptures. This is in the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 2, and I'm going to start at the top, verse 1. It says, "My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation." Obviously, when you come to this truth, and you start doing these lessons, and you start following after the Lord, keep the commandments, you know, you're going to be tempted, you know, and that temptation can come in a multitude of ways, you know. For example, you know, brothers out there, your woman could leave you, you know. Sisters out there, you could be tried by, you know, the fact that your man's just left you, you know what I mean? Left you with the kids, right? I mean, the temptations can come in a multitude of ways, right? But it says, "Set thy heart aright and constantly endure and make not haste in a time of trouble." So what that's saying is like, no matter what you go through, right? You brothers out there, if your woman leaves you, hey, don't fold, man. Don't beg and say, all right, I won't follow this Hebrew Israelite stuff no more. Just come back to me. You know what I mean? Don't make haste in the time of trouble. You understand? And you sisters out there as well, make sure you stay the course. You know, there's a lot of pressure on you sisters to do a lot of things in this world, right? And I know it's difficult. I understand that, right? But you gotta just keep your faith in the Lord. Don't fold, man. Don't cave into peer pressure. Don't cave into the sister code. Don't cave into none of that, right? You gotta stay focused on the Lord, right?
I want to speak. If I may, I want to speak a little on that too.
Yeah.
You sisters out there, you Aquaf, right? Your battle is a lot different than us, man. Because the men, it's all fine and dandy us having multiple wives, and this is a big issue that a lot of you women struggle with, right? But it is a part of the gospel. Men are going to be kings and they're going to have multiple wives, but however it plays out, you're going to be happy. You're going to be taken care of. You're going to have every tear wiped away from your eyes, as the scriptures say. So however it plays out, I know in your mind now, because you're so used to this carnality, this world that you've been raised up in, but you got to trust in the Lord. That's your personal battle you have to overcome. Because I know a lot of you women struggle with that. And we understand. You know, we get frustrated in a way when you don't trust in the word of the Lord and you want to hold on to that feminist mindset. But you have to trust in the Lord, right? The righteous men of the Lord are not going to pick wives that you're just going to be not getting along with and you just fighting all the time in the house and pulling each other's hair out, fighting over who's gonna have you. Oh, you've had him 2 nights in a row now, you know what I mean? It ain't gonna be like that. You gotta get that out of your head and trust that the Lord is gonna work it out, because it's the kingdom of heaven. It ain't earth part 2, man. It is in a way, but it's a whole new realm. It's nothing like this, man. The Lord has been preparing this new earth for a very long time. But however it plays out, you sisters are going to be happy and you're going to be glory. You're going to be in your glory, man. And your husband is going to take care of you and all the other sister wives. And you're going to get along with them. It's going to be a family unit. Okay? I just wanted to add that, man.
Yeah. I'm going to continue. This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 2, verse 3. It says, "Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end." Right? So, yeah, I mean, you know, like no matter what you go through, like we were having a conversation before the lesson, saying that basically we end up in the FEMA camps, you know, and you know, for example, this is just an example. Our wives say, "Oh, we can't deal with this. We can't deal with this struggle on our own," and they accept the chip. You understand? Like, hey, at the end of the day, if they accept the chip, they're finished. And you got to put that in your mind, like, hey, the Lord is very clear on what he says. If you accept the mark of the beast, you're cut off, right?
The Lord giveth and the Lord taketh
Exactly,
away.
exactly.
He gave
So
you a wife, he can take her away.
exactly, but we understand ultimately that the end goal is if we end up in them FEMA camps and we are beheaded or put to death, however the Lord has it play out. Hey, we know what the reward is at the end of that. You understand?
Yeah.
Verse 4 says, whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state.
That's it.
Now that brings to the point that you were bringing out about when you're changed to a lower state.
Yeah.
You go, when you're brought low, like, you've got nobody. Everybody's left you. You're on your own. You got no food. You got nothing. It's like, take it cheerfully. Like, understand that, no servant is greater than his master. Yahweh Shai had to suffer for us. You don't think we're going to have to suffer for his sake? Right? We got to go through these things. Right?
Let me just speak on that real quick, because there are some brothers out there that break that precept down and say that, that means that, we're in these fleshly bodies and that's our lowest state. That is true, but it's also it's mainly talking about a future prophecy, man, because at the time Yahweh Shai spoke that, we was already in the flesh, but he said, be patient when thou art changed to a lower state. Not that you're in a lower state, because we are in a lower state. We're not in our glory, like, we've Adam fell, you know what I mean, and now we're in these chains of darkness. That's our lower state, yeah, but we're gonna be reduced to a lower state in the near future when all hell breaks loose, man.
Yeah, if you think about it like now, like you saying earlier, how our bellies are full.
Yeah.
So we can say, oh yeah, I ain't gonna take that shit. But when your stomach is touching your back, you understand? Like,
that's you in a lower
that's
state.
you in a lower state. That
be
can also count as you being in a lower state. You have to be patient. Who's to say that the Lord won't turn up or an angel have an angel turn up and hey, I got this food, here. So, or
some sparrows come and feed you, man.
Yeah,
the Lord,
you know what I mean?
The Lord is going to do miracles in them days, all right? And so prepare yourself to see these miracles, man.
Exactly.
Because right now, we're preaching the word. We ain't really seeing miracles. We're seeing some miracles as far as like chariots and brothers coming into the knowledge of truth and finding out the name, or leaving these false prophets and coming into the truth.
Yeah.
That's miracles in itself. But I'm talking about real miracles like how Shai did when he walked the earth, man. Turning fish into like thousands of fish, feeding thousands with like 5 loaves and stuff, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the type of miracles we're getting ready to see in famine, man. Because the Lord is going to feed. We're going to need miracles. You got to understand, there's going to be no food anywhere. How? Even Ezra said, woe is me, woe is me. Who will deliver me in those days, man? Because he saw how bad it was going to come. So,
well, you think about Isaiah, the 65th chapter, the 13th verse, where it says, my servants shall eat, but roughly paraphrasing, but ye shall be hungry.
Yeah.
That's talking about the wicked or the nation that don't want to cleave unto the words of the Lord. They want to do their own thing. They want to get the money their own way, not realizing that the economy is about to collapse. So the money that we know today ain't gonna be worth the paper it's printed on, right? But I'm gonna keep reading. Verse 5. It says, for gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. That's that fine gold being tried in the fire. You're gonna go through that fire, and that fire can play out however the Lord has it play out. Like for you sisters, you're gonna go through the trouble. You brothers, you're gonna go through the trouble. But as long as you endure and you stay focused on the Lord, He gonna bring you through it.
so
The Lord is testing you to see where your faith is. Are you really about this truth? Are you really about this word? Or are you just talking?
yeah,
Are you just gaslighting?
yeah. It's just the next thing in black culture.
You just wanna go along with the trend because you think it's cool.
Yeah.
Or are you about this word?
Yeah, man.
That's what the Lord is seeking.
You got to understand what you're involved in other words, man.
Yeah.
All right. This is life and death. And it's reality. All right.
Yeah. Verse 6. It says, believe in Him and He will help thee. You see that? It says, believe in him and he will help thee. If you believe and you follow the ways of the Lord, he's going to help you, right? He ain't going to leave you out there. You know, there's a scripture that says, wherein has the Lord ever forsaken anybody that's called on his name? It just goes to show you also, that's roughly paraphrasing, it goes to show you also that the name is important. So when you got these other false camps, false teachers out there telling you, oh, they're coming with a name doctrine. The name is not important.
They're leading you astray.
They're leading you astray, clearly.
It's called Israelites. Don't be fooled by it. That's why I storm when I hear somebody say Yahweh. As soon as I hear it, I know the spirit of evil is there. I've not seen one righteous man use that term. Not one. Every one of them evil, malice, guile, gossip. Every last one of them. Okay. Yeah.
Stop listening to these
You are not to be. It was never. His name was never used. Every time you see a brother, invoke his name. Put the name. Put the name. That's what Negroes do. That's why the Most High said, you know what? In the kingdom, I'm gonna give him my true name because look how they do my name. This has been it for 500 years. See, that says Yahweh Shah. Look how they do my name.
It's a great discovery.
Does this mean we gotta go join the bum camp?
No. We don't join the bum camp.
So you people that ain't got the sense to see who's who in these end times, man. Just stay where you're at. That's your lot, man.
Yeah.
All right, and we're fine with that, man. Okay, because we're gonna let the ignorant be ignorant, man. You people are done. You gotta be retarded to not see what's really going on and who the real prophets are, man. But it'll be known in the near future who the Lord chose, man. You people that cleave to these idiots are gonna be confounded as hell, man. But you deserved it.
Exactly. So I'm going to keep reading. This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 2, verse 6. It says, believe in him and he will help thee. All thy way aright and trust in him. Ye that fear the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, wait for his mercy and go not aside lest ye fall. So if you decide, oh, you know what, I'm impatient, I can't wait on the Lord to save me, I got to do it myself, you're going to fall.
Yeah, man.
Understand that? It's plain and simple, right? But if you trust in the Lord and you wait on the Lord's going to deliver you. Like, you know what I mean? It says in the scriptures, wherein, like I was just bringing out, wherein has the Lord forsaken anybody that's called on his name or believed in him? You know, that's roughly paraphrasing, but never. It's a rhetorical question. You know, the Lord ain't ever forsaken his people that's called on his name.
Yeah. And you know, the scriptures also say that wisdom and knowledge will be the stability of our times, man, because and you gotta understand that, you know, you gotta walk with wisdom in these end times in order to be stable, because stability in these times is gonna be vital, okay? But the ones that walk with wisdom, they're gonna be the ones that are stable, man. Okay. I got a quick preset I want to bring out regarding what we were talking about, how it's all going to be worth it in the end, you know, because you really got to get this in your head. Like, whatever you got to go through in the times of coming in, we're getting ready to come into at any moment. It's, you know, this your patience and your faith is going to pay off, man, because this world is finished, man. Like, all these hopes and dreams of traveling the world, and, you know, you may be like us in England, man. The weather is crap. It's miserable here. And this year, above all, has been the worst, man. We ain't had no good weather. But, I mean, it still feels like winter sometimes, man. I mean, it's just terrible. And any day it's supposed to be sunny. You got Esau spraying the skies like never before, man. Blocking out the blue, blocking out the sun, okay? But you just got to say, all right, Esau, you can have it, man. Spray the skies all you want, all right? We're getting ready to have something better than F your blue skies, all right? We don't want you can have this world, man. You know, we're getting ready, you know, you got to hold on to the fact that what we got coming is better, man. So this is Romans 8 and 18. It says, for I reckon that the sufferings of this present time not having blue skies, not having good weather, not going on holiday and traveling the world. It's over. Let it go, man. All right? Just have that in your mind. Don't make preparations or plans to try and enjoy this world anymore, man. There's no time for that. There's no time to try and go to college and get a degree and get a good job or get a career, start a business. All of that crap, man. Stop making future investments in this world. Do you want to stay here or do you want the kingdom, man? A lot of the times you people, you choose this world because you have no vision. You don't really grasp what's coming, man. What's coming is going to trump and beat all of this. All what we got here, man. If you was a millionaire in this world, it wouldn't even compare to one day in the kingdom, man. Because even when you got money in this world, you ain't going to have true fun. You're not going to be truly free, okay? You're going to be taxed to hell. If you're rich, you're going to be around all these heathen and these damn devils because our people ain't rich. So you're going to be stuck around a whole bunch of people that don't like you, giving them your money, man, to their businesses. Gucci, Versace, you're just giving money to your enemy, to Amalek, man. But anyway, you know, I'm rambling on. Let me get back to the point, right? So this is Romans 8:18. Pay attention. It says, "For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us." So the sufferings that we got to go through, the patience that we have to endure, you know, us groaning inside for change, for a better world, for our children, so our children aren't oppressed in these school systems and raised by the government, basically. You're forced to work a damn job, maybe two, and you ain't got no time to really spend with your children. Hey, let it go, man. It is what it is. There's nothing you can do about it. Keep your eyes on what's coming, because it says here, "For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time," whatever suffering you may be going through, maybe even affliction in your body, okay, you're going through, you got disease or whatever, I don't know, but the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. That's so powerful, man, because when we receive our glory, it's going to feel like whatever we went through is a distant memory. It's going to feel like it didn't even matter. It's going to be almost like it never happened, okay? You got to keep that in mind, okay? And if you keep that mindset, that's wisdom. And that's what's going to give you stability in the times we're coming into, all right? I got a quick segment I want to read in the Apocrypha in the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16. The last book of 2nd Ezra, right? And this just sprung to mind. Now, I'm going to read from verse 70 to 76. All right? Because hopefully this will, you know, motivate you and get you also prepared as to the times we're coming into. And we do bring this out a lot, but it is good to keep drilling it in your head because of the importance of it, of the severity of it, because this is upon us. Like, this is going to happen real soon. It says in 2nd Ezra 16, and I'll start 70, "For there shall be in every place, and in the next cities, a great insurrection," meaning a violent uprising. That's what an insurrection means.
Civil war.
Okay? It says there'll be a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. So anybody that refuses the ways of this system, you're going to be counted as the enemy, man. You're holding us back from having peace on earth, they're going to think. These people are going to come against you and actually think that they're doing the Lord's work, man. Okay? Because they're just dumb. They ain't got no wisdom. They're not the people of the Lord, man. Okay? So you gotta brace yourself for this, okay? So however this plays out, you're going to be public enemy number one at some point. This is prophecy and it's going to happen very soon. All right. So you might be at peace with your enemies right now, but everyone going to be against you soon. And you got to brace yourself for that. Okay. You're going to be hated of all men for the name of the Lord's sake, scriptures say, man. That's what's getting ready to happen. Verse 71, it says, "They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord." So they're going to spoil your goods, destroy your lives, You know, whether it be these martial law troops, because that is going to happen. Martial law is coming. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able to, the scriptures say. That's martial law. That's getting ready to happen when the system collapses, man. Because it's going to be anarchy and chaos out here in the streets, man. And they're going to have to bring in the military, man, these UN troops, or whatever the case may be. It says, for they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. Verse 72, 2 Ezra 16 and 72. It says, for they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. That's why the scriptures say to brace yourself to be patient when you're changed to a lower state, because you're getting ready to be a bum, official bum, officially. You're going to be an outcast of society, man. You're going to be like one of them people sleeping on the streets. That's going to be you soon, man. You know, more than likely. Everyone's scenario is going to be different, but this is a very high probability that that's going to be you, man. So get ready to be uncomfortable, basically. If you're comfortable now, understand that you're going to have to leave it all behind at some point, okay? So don't set your heart upon things in this world, man. You know?
Yeah, and just to add as well, and this is what's going to cause a lot of people to say, I didn't sign up for this.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
You're
Like,
going to bottle it, man.
Uncomfortable situation. You're going to be like, nah, I'd rather just go back to the comfort by accepting whatever terms Esau got laid out.
You're going to be in a worse place, worse condition after, you know.
That's right.
The judgment is going to be worse than whatever suffering you got to go through. That's why the scriptures say that I reckon that the current the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared to the glory that's going to be received in us that endure to the end, man. It's going to feel like it was nothing, you know, this whatever we got to go through. At the time, it's going to be hard. I ain't going to say it ain't going to be hard, man. But in the long run, it's going to pay off. Like, for instance, during the pandemic, when they were trying to inject everybody, right? The ones that resisted, they were at risk of losing their job. They had to really step out in faith during them times. Shit got real, and it seemed like it went to from 0 to 100 real quick, man. But you know, us that trusted in the Lord, trusted in the word of the prophets, the true prophets that said to us not to take it.
So to be on the safe side, I wouldn't take the Max. I wouldn't take the chip. I wouldn't take anything from Esau.
Fake ones, the purple and gold boys, for instance, or ISUPK or whatever, man. These other false camps that said to take it.
I do want to talk about occupations. There's certain occupations where, if I'm not mistaken, you have to get certain things. I know the military, 100%. If you don't want to get any type of, are kicked out of the military. And I believe in the medical profession as well, because why? You're around sick people all day. So I'm saying it because I remember a sister was calling and crying. She's a nurse and she didn't want to get a vaccine. If that is it, hey, we traveling, we had to get the yellow fever shot and some other things. Get the vaccine if you have to. If you don't want to, then leave certain professions. The vaccine if you have to. If you don't want to, then leave certain professions.
Okay, we listened to the true prophets and it paid off, because now everyone that took it is regretting it, and all these people that were pushing it, these so-called government officials, these so-called scientists, these physicians of no value, they're now admitting that they made it up. You know, certain things, you know, social distancing and all that, it was made up. And now the CDC is saying that, oh, people are suffering from heart problems, whatever, man. Suffering from all these elements, and cancer rates have gone up through the roof and all that. But you people that trusted in the Lord, is paying off now. You know, the current sufferings that you were going through are not worthy to be compared with the glory that you received. Now you're receiving glory. You people are the wise ones that didn't take it. And the same thing's going to happen when they roll out this mark of the beast, this microchip. Okay? It's going to be the same thing. It's not going to be forever. It's just going to be a certain period of time that we're going to have to step out in faith again like never before. And we're going to have to endure through whatever we have to go through, man. All right? So let me read on, man. So this is 2nd Ezra 16, and I'll start at 72. It says, "For they shall waste, for they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses." So all these valuable, you may have a nice house, man, nice crib, you got some nice furniture. Hey, these damn UN troops, that's theirs now, man. And you have to brace yourself for that. They're gonna be sitting on your couch, flicking through your TV while you're on the streets,
Feet
man.
on the table, all that. Eating your
Yeah.
food in the fridge, all
Smoking a fat cigar while they're like, damn, this guy had a nice crib. They're gonna be enjoying your luxuries. But understand that that was a cardboard box compared to what you're getting ready to have. Let it go, man. Everything in this world is like a micro version of the what's really coming. Okay, you're getting ready to have real glory and see what this world is really made of. See what you really can, see what you're really worthy of having. You know, you people that endure and put your step out in faith. It says, "For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses." Verse 73, it says, "Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire." Tested, man. So during that time, all these false prophets are going to realize who are the real prophets, man. Because out of all these camps, only one group has the truth, man. It's evident who that is, but for a lot of people, they still struggle. They still think that they're in the truth, man. But they can stay where they are, man. You belong there because the Lord has set this up perfectly to sift out the ones He don't want, because He only wants that fine gold. This is why during that time of testing, when people realize that the charagma is a physical mark, it's not a spiritual mark, it's not sin. You can't buy and sell with sin. You don't get a grievous sore from sin. Okay. When people see what the real, who really had the truth during that time, they're gonna know. Then it's gonna be known who were His chosen, man. All right. So it says, "And they shall be tried as gold in the fire." So it ain't over yet. We're gonna go through some testing, and some of you are gonna fail. It says, "Hear, O ye, my beloved," and the beloved is the Israelites, the elect of Israel, should I say, right? The ones that are pleasing the Lord, they're the beloved, not the 2/3. It says, "Hear, O ye, my beloved, saith the Lord." It says, "Behold, the days of trouble are at hand." And you got false prophets that's saying there ain't gonna be no time of Jacob's trouble. And then when they're called out on it and they're made to look stupid, then they try to, instead of admitting they were wrong to their congregation and to the and humbling down, they're like, "If you listen to what I said, oh moron," that's in pride or arrogant and proud, which the Lord hates. They said, he said, "If you listen to what I said, oh moron, I said that we wasn't in the time of Jacob's trouble." We got the receipts, man.
Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not. Now, this was some time ago. Like someone said a while ago, they said, Bishop Nathaniel, you said there's not going to be a time of Jacob's trouble. If you listen closely to what I said, oh moron, I said back then, which was 5 years ago, we were not in Jacob's trouble at that time. Listening is an art. Listening is an art. So let's read it again. Go ahead.
We, Deuteronomy 28 showed that we would have gone through slavery.
Yes.
We'd have gone through oppression. What is next to happen to us? Liberation through Christ, or will there be something else, another form of slavery that we will go through, another tribulation that we'll go through before Christ established the kingdom?
Yes, what I'm saying? Yes, I understand. What's going to happen?
Will there be, yes.
What is going to happen before Christ makes
returns?
His second coming?
Is there going to be another persecution?
There's going to be war between the nations.
Yes.
Okay. The European Union will crumble. Okay. They will despise and fight against Babylon the Great, which is the United States of America, and it will burn America with fire.
So Europe is going to go to war with America.
Yes.
Yeah. But in terms of us black people now, will we go through another kind of slavery, another the tribulation that slavery was representative of?
Give me Noah, Matthew 24. You know what I want? So
In other words, what will happen to us immediately before Christ returns?
I'm going to show
As a people, as a race.
as a race.
Yes.
You know what I want, I
Give me that
thought?
quick.
Yes.
Yeah.
Matthew 24. Come on.
Yeah.
As it was.
Yeah.
You got it for me?
Yes. Verse 38. Matthew 24, verse 38.
Start at 37.
37. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be.
So that's going to be the outcome. We're going to be carrying along like la-di-da, like you're doing now.
So everything going all right.
That's right. War will be going on.
Carnival, excitement, and so on.
Then war will pop off.
So we
Missiles
as a
will
people,
come.
will not go through an ethnic kind of a persecution.
No, not
That
at all.
won't happen.
Nope.
Someone said a while ago, they said, Bishop Nathaniel, you said there's not going to be a time of Jacob's trouble. If you listen closely to what I said, oh moron, I said back then, which was 5 years ago, we were not in Jacob's trouble at that time. Listening is an art. Listening is an art. So let's read it.
How do you explain Daniel 12?
Very
Daniel
good.
12 and verse 1
Yes,
says,
yes. Then you 12.
There's
Give me
a
that.
time to come, at that time shall arise Michael, the great prince who has charge of your people. This is talking about the Hebrews. And there shall be a time of trouble such as never has been since there was that nation of Israel till that time. But at that time your people shall be delivered, everyone whose name shall be written.
Yes.
This prophesies that Israel is going to go through something,
I'm listening.
a time of trouble such as never was. That means it is supposed to exceed, if we are the Israel, this should exceed slavery. This should exceed any horrors that we had gone through in our history. This is supposed to happen to whoever are the true Israelite people just before the return of Christ. To the point that the Archangel Michael will have to stand up for that people called the true Hebrews.
Yes.
And you just said that what we are looking for is not something that will eclipse transatlantic slavery, but a liberation through Christ.
That's right. I'm going to explain it.
But the
gonna
true
explain that.
Israelites
Which
will
is us.
experience another Holocaust.
No, I'm going to explain it to you. Revelation
Explain
11:11.
Daniel 12:1.
I'm going to explain it. Well, I'm going to explain it with a precept that says the same thing.
Well,
come on,
explain
come
that.
on. Revelation 11, read quickly.
If we are the true Israelites, then something else according to prophecy is supposed to happen to us on a scale that will surpass what happened in slavery.
Just watch.
All right.
Come on.
The book of Revelation, chapter 11
So you
and
get
verse
out of this
11.
one now.
And after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from God entered into them.
That's us waking up again. This is what you see here. The spirit of life
That's
from
right, two
God.
witnesses.
Waking up. This is, two witnesses of the two kingdoms. Come on.
Yeah.
And they stood upon their feet,
That's what you see now.
Yeah.
and great fear fell upon them which saw them.
Right, because Israel's going to come back together, Judah and Israel. Come on.
And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, Come up hither.
This is what you call the rapture. Come up hither. Watch this.
And
You
they
believe in all the
ascended,
rapture?
Go ahead. Read it again.
and they
Still have some white
ascended
man doctrine they
up to
do.
heaven in a
They
cloud,
ascended up to heaven in a cloud, which is a chariot. Here it comes.
Yeah.
and their enemies beheld
Our
them.
enemy's going to see us. Who's the enemies? The white man. Watch this.
Verse 30.
But you missed the
Come on.
Daniel
wait,
12.
come on. Come
And
on.
the same hour
And the same hour, meaning the same time that we're taken up,
Yeah.
was there a great earthquake,
meaning destruction.
and
Right?
the 10th part of the city fell.
Meaning the 10th part of the city is going to be destroyed. This is the great thing that Daniel's talking about, which shall never been since the world began.
No, this is
nuclear
saying Israel.
destruction.
This is saying the people of Israel. The people of Israel are going to experience a time of horror and a time of persecution at the time.
Where did you see persecution?
That's what it means. And
is
there
it?
shall there shall be a time of trouble for that people, not just
Read this,
generally.
read it,
Listen,
read it,
man.
read it.
There shall be a time of trouble such as
Has
never
never
has been since there was a nation till that time. But at that time, your people shall be delivered. What
Yes.
it means is
Destruction.
the people of Israel had gone through destruction. They had gone through captivity by the Assyrians, by the Babylonians, and so on. This is prophesied that in the last days they are going to go through something that would surpass that.
Mr. Boyne.
You don't have that.
Mr. Boyne.
If we are the people, you don't have that in your prophetic
Mr. Boyne.
eschatology.
Leave Bible interpretation to us. You don't have it.
It's stupid. You think that it came on the internet and then we've lost it? Oh, it's gone. I know that video. I know he said that, but we can't find it. You crazy, man. We've got the receipts. We can prove that you said that. But what does the scripture say? A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. And it says to meddle not with them that are given to change. These false prophets, man, these wolves in sheep's clothing that ain't got the truth. They ain't giving you proper guidance. They're not the true shepherds of the Lord, man, of the sheep. So it says in verse 74, okay, 2nd Ezra 16 and 74, Hear, O ye my beloved, saith the Lord, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. So the Lord is getting ready to deliver us through any means possible, through divine intervention, man. You're getting ready to see miracles, okay? It says, Be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for the Most High is your guide, for Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai is your guide, man. So don't be afraid, man. Okay? It says, and a guide of them who keep my commandments and precepts. So the ones that are keeping the law to the best of their ability, because we can't keep it perfect in this flesh. That's why we need Yahushai. Okay? But them that acknowledge in the law, not you Christians, because this ain't talking about you. You're among the 2/3. You're among the deceived. Okay? Because Pastor Porkchop then got in your head and told you you can just hop, skip, and jump into the kingdom of heaven, which you think is some palace in the clouds. Because you err not knowing truth, man. And the Pastor Porkchop said the law is done away with, and you believed it like a dumbass. All right. So it says, and the guide of them who keep my commandments and precepts, saith the Lord power, says, let not your sins weigh you down, and let not your iniquities lift up themselves. Meaning that we're not without sin. Okay? So, although we are keeping the commandments and precepts, that doesn't mean that we're sin-free. There are brothers that are still struggling with certain things, but they are full of faith in the Lord, and they fall and they get right back up, man, and they're counted as righteous. Okay? Because a righteous man will fall 7 times and get back up. But they're keeping focused, their eyes on the prize, and they have faith, okay? They trust in the name of the Lord, man. So let not your iniquities lift up themselves. You know, let not your sins weigh you down. You know, you may be struggling, and don't let that defeat you and say, it's, you know, I'm not worthy, or I'm just going to give up. All right. So, because, you know, we're not perfect, man.
Yeah, so this is the book of Matthew, chapter 24. I'm going to start at verse 9, because this is just touching on what you were bringing out earlier when you're changed to the lowest state. It says, then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake.
That's right. Yeah,
So, hey, the time we're coming into, like my brother was bringing out earlier, it's like, hey, the people are gonna hate you. Like, if you're coming under the name of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, we know the doctrine that comes behind that name, right?
Yeah, they're gonna call you a pedophile.
They're gonna, yeah, exactly, rapist,
Yeah,
fucking a hate preacher, you know. Hey, that's what the scriptures say is gonna happen, right? And we believe that. We understand that. We can see that. You know how many people are out there trying to demonize the black Hebrew Israelites?
Yeah,
right now,
Black
so-called black Hebrew Israelites, like knowing that there's no such term in the Bible that says black Hebrew Israelites.
Yeah.
It's just Hebrew Israelites. Yeah, but they want to put that black, you know, and the way they say it is black. They drag it out because they want to make it sound negative. They want to make it sound evil.
Sound like a Black Panthers or something.
Yeah, like an extremist,
Yeah.
like a black extremist movement.
You got idiots that say you guys are worse than the KKK.
Exactly.
Dumbass.
Like
You're
look
not
at,
hanging people and burning crosses on your lawn.
exactly. I was literally about to say, look at the history of these people, man.
These people-
When have you ever seen a so-called black Hebrew Israelite hanging white people? So-called white people.
Pink people.
Yeah. When have you ever seen that? When have you ever seen them, like you look at the Jim Crow era? When have you ever seen so-called black people treating white people that way? Never. Right? But they want to put us in that same token because they want to make it seem as if, hey, these people are dangerous.
Yeah.
You know, they're demonizing us. Right? But we understand. It's like, look, it says, verse 9 says, then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, right? And shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. Right? There's a purpose this is written in red letter, because Yahushua understood that these devils are going to come with that vibration, with that mindset. Right? It says, verse 10, and then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. Right? And that can go into your family as well. Some of your family are going to be your foes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of those cult members. My son is one of those.
He's one of them racists.
Yep.
You know? He says that the so-called white man is the devil.
Yep. And you'll even have some Israelite camps like the Purple and Gold Boys. Again, with slander.
Shalom.
Now listen
praise
to these
Yahweh.
dirty. Listen to these bums. This is why we stay away from these wicked, black, evil Hebrew Israelite bums. These are the biggest bums of all the Israelite camps. So at the same time, you got homosexual pastors in the Christian church. In the black Hebrew Israelite community, you got old 60-something-year-old men talking about, I want little girls when they're young. Okay, watch this. Let it play.
By Hashem, Yahushai. Double honor to
And they're the one
apostles.
that got the exclusive name, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai. You're not saying the Lord's name the right way. The Lord is not with you. Let it play.
That was a great millstone. This video will be entitled IUIC's headline grabbing psychological. They showed up in a bunch of numbers, all right?
Move it up a little bit.
Now, as
Move it up a little bit. I want you to hear the bums talk. They do nothing in the community except get suckered by their leader that don't even have an address or way to reach them, that tells them send blank money. They order their members to send them blank money orders because they don't have no bank account. They don't want the money to be traced that their members send. So you have to send a blank money order, and their bum leaders fill it out after they get it. They don't have a bank account. They don't have a place. They don't have a building. They don't have no structure, nothing. They just got a bunch of bums that they train to speak against all the other Israelite camps and send him blank money orders.
Why was it important to clarify that Kendrick was not a member?
It's very important because I don't want them to malign him, try to say anything negative, because you have a lot of Israelite camps. Some are decent, some are good, and some are utter garbage. And will try to destroy his career by trying to associate him with a negative camp. And when I say negative camp, I'm talking about camps that teach things as you can women. A camp that says you can steal, just don't be, stay in the spirit. Things like that.
You're talking about Graham Millstone.
Great
Millstone.
Yeah, like that. So you don't want to, and that would be such a bad thing, a negative thing for him in his young career. So I want them to understand that. I want you to understand that.
Like they're coming at, the true men of the Lord, and slandering them to the public to make it seem like, oh yeah, we're in danger. We're in danger. You know?
It's because the way of truth is evil spoken of by these people, just like the Lord said would happen, you know?
Yep. In verse 11, it says, and many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many.
Yeah.
Boom! Right there.
That's what's happening.
You know? That's what's happening right now.
Big time.
And we understand that. They're demonizing us. Hey, you know, it says we were going to be hated by everyone for the name of the Lord.
Yeah.
So that's something we take pride in. It's like, look, hey, you know, the Lord said this was going to happen. We're going to be shamed. You know, we're going to be made to look bad in the eyes of the people. Right? It says, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. Right? So, hey, we just continue on the path. Yeah, you could talk bad about us. You could make us look bad. You can edit your videos to make it seem like we've said something that obviously, if you heard the whole matter, you can then rebuke. But you're just editing bits out. You know, it's just like what they do. That's a tactic that people use to demonize somebody. They don't show you the whole thing. They just take the clips that make you look bad.
Because they're deceptive.
Because that's it.
You
Under
know?
the deception. Right? And it says last verse, verse 14, it says, and this gospel, the truth, says, and this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come.
And that's where we're
Right?
at.
And that's where we're at. You know, listening to these purple and gold boys, you ain't getting the truth. Listening to these other camps that talk about, you know, the MARK is spiritual, you're not getting the truth. When you come to the true doctrine, the like-minded brothers of Great Millstone, GMS, now you're getting the truth. It's because the truth of Great Millstone has gone out is why these prophecies are coming to pass, and they're coming up faster and faster and faster. It isn't because the IUIC, it isn't because ISUPK, it isn't because of HOI or these other camps. It's because of Great Millstone.
That's it, man.
You know?
These other camps are commercialized mega camps.
Exactly. They're
Government
501c3
Yep.
signed up, you know,
Yeah.
like sellouts.
Hirelings, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And Yahushua warned us of them. But a lot of you ain't wise enough to see it because you're not his sheep.
Yeah. And it just goes to show you that the Lord is dealing with Great Millstone, right? The Lord is dealing with them, right? It's the Lord that's bringing it out. And the Lord is just bringing the truth out, whether you hear or whether you forbear. So there are some things, like we said earlier, you know, in the scriptures that are bitter. So when they, Great Millstone, go into the laws on what you should do during, you know, times of people being SA'd, right? Or taken, you know, we go into it. We go into it whether people understand it or not. We go into what happens in the law. But these other camps won't but these other camps won't even touch it.
Yeah, they're cowards, man.
Yeah.
They ain't got the truth, but they're not guiding you and leading you the right way. They shy away from certain topics that are you know, difficult to swallow or hard to touch on, man.
Yeah. And because obviously we're giving that bringing out the truth, that's when you want to demonize us and make false accounts of us.
Yeah, because we don't care about followers, man. Okay? We're here for the hopeful elect, and that's it. We're here for the elect. That's it. We're not here to draw in a large congregation so we can make money, man.
Yeah.
That's why they shy away from these topics, because they're cowards, man. And they have an agenda. They're about filling their own belly. They're not about, they don't follow Yahushua, man.
Yeah. They want to bring his name to naught.
Yeah,
now we say Most High Christ blessed. They come in with a name doctrine.
And that's taking the Lord's name in vain.
Exactly.
You know?
Right? They're calling us bums because we don't have as much money or as wealth as they do, you know?
We don't edge up. We don't have fancy garments. You know?
We don't tell brothers in the congregation or sisters in the congregation, if your partner's not in the truth, then you need to leave them. You know?
Which is not according
which is
to
off.
scripture, man.
Yeah, it's off. You know? You could cause the sisters to commit adultery by that doctrine. You know? It's ridiculous how some of the stuff that they bring out. It just goes to show you they ain't in the truth.
Yeah, the Lord ain't dealing with them at the end of the day, and that's just what it is, man. You know, and it's only for the wise to consider. You know,
yeah.
This truth is many are called into the knowledge of their Hebrew Israelite, man. You're of the chosen seed line. You know, we're gonna get the kingdom and all that. Many are called, but few are chosen, man. You gotta really understand what that scripture is saying, man. Okay, because not everybody that wears fringes and says shalom is our people. They're not gonna make it, man. Okay, there's only a few that are gonna make it, and those are the ones that are calling on the true name and being demonized for that name. I scorn when I hear somebody say, "Yeah, how about Shimmy Awashai?" That's what they say, man. They hate us for the name of the Lord's sake. They say that we're evil, malice, guile, or whatever they say.
That's why I scorn when I hear somebody say Yahweh. As soon as I hear it, I know the spirit of evil is there. I've not seen one righteous man use that term, not one. Every one of them evil, malice, guile, gossip. Every last one of them. Okay?
It's all good, though. Keep that same energy.
Yeah.
You people that want to follow them, keep following them. Stay where you're at, right? Hold fast that which you have, all right?
Yeah.
So hell you, man. Because we don't care about you. We only care about 1/3, all right?
Hey, somebody got to make up the 2/3, and Lord willing, hey, we ain't in that number. But hey, a lot of you false prophets out there, you false camps, you false congregation, all of you are going to be judged on. The scriptures say, every idle word shall bring into the account in the day of judgment. Roughly paraphrasing. All them foul words that you speak, all that slander that you speak, you're gonna have to answer for that. It's gonna echo throughout the time, like the history.
It's gonna be written in the books in the new kingdom. Man.
That's
In the
right.
new earth, all right? If you wanted, you were one of them ones that followed IUIC, or you were one of them ones that followed ISUPK or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't gonna get the respect that you could have had. All right. We'll close it out here. All right. Hopefully you've been edified. We ain't trying to make this lesson too long because you don't want your brain to overload, but soak in what we've been saying. Yeah. Prepare yourself for temptation that's coming, man. All right. Understand what you're involved in. You're going to be taken well out of your comfort zone. So brace yourself for that. And don't hold on to anything in this world, man. Understand that this is a sinking ship. Don't try to stay on it. Jump overboard while you can, if you get what I'm saying. All right. We'll close it out here, man. All right. We're going to give all honor, praise, and glory
Unto Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushai, Ba'Hashem, Ruach Kodash.
All right. Shalom.
Shalom.